Beneath the veneer of skepticism, reality bears witness to chilling truths. In the haunting corridors of history, where shadows dance with undeniable evidence, remember this, the stories are true. Prepare for a revelation. Where the supernatural is stripped of fiction, and the unknown is laid bare, are you ready to confront the undeniable? The stories are true, and the echoes of reality await.
In the annals of Tottenham's history lies a tapestry woven with threads of tragedy and spectres of the past, where the winds still carry whispers of ancient misdeeds and souls long departed. Among the most chilling tales to emerge from the shadows is the saga of Bruce Castle, its stones steeped in the sorrow of Lady Constantina Lucy, a tale as haunting as the castle itself. Once, in the misty vales of the 1600s, Lady Lucy, ensconced within the confines of Bruce Castle, found herself ensnared in a web of desolation. Locked away by the cruel hand of her husband, a man whose darkness rivaled the deepest abyss, her spirit withered within the castle's sombre embrace. And so it was, on a fateful night shrouded in the cloak of despair, that Lady Lucy, her heart heavy with anguish, made her tragic descent from the castle's lofty heights. Her son, a mere wisp of innocence, clasped tightly in her embrace. Whispers of her untimely demise echo through the corridors of time, adding yet another layer to Bruce Castle's mantle of infamy. They say her apparition still graces the castle's balcony, a silent sentinel cast in the pallor of remorse, her gaze piercing through the veil that separates the living from the dead. Does she ponder the choices that led her to such a dire end? Or does her spectral form wander in the realm of forgotten memories adrift in the currents of time? But what of her son, the hapless victim of circumstance, robbed of life's tender embrace in the throes of his mother's desperate act? His voice remains lost to the ages, a silent witness to the tragedy that befell him, his presence lingering in the shadows of Bruce Castle's haunted halls. Yet, Lady Lucy's tale is but one thread in the rich tapestry of Tottenham's spectral lore. Across the city, other dwellings bear the weight of their own macabre histories, beckoning the intrepid souls who dare to tread where shadows reign supreme. Among them stands a centuries-old bastion of stone, its walls steeped in the blood-soaked legacy of a bygone era. For within the confines of this ancient keep, the spirit of Sir Andrew, the Baron of Earlshall, is said to roam, his presence a chilling reminder of the violence that once stained these hallowed grounds. Known by the grisly moniker Bloody Bruce, his name is whispered in hushed tones, a testament to the atrocities committed in the name of power and pride. The tale of Sir Andrew's descent into infamy is etched in the annals of history, a grim chapter marked by the clash of steel and the spatter of blood. It was during the tumult of the Scottish Jacobite rebellion that his blade claimed its most infamous victim, Richard Cameron, leader of the Covenant, his life extinguished in the crucible of battle. And now, as the castle stands silent sentinel over the passage of time, its stones bear witness to a new chapter unfolding. With each passing year, it seeks a new custodian, a brave soul willing to brave the whispers of the past and stake their claim to its legacy. And amidst the faded grandeur of its walled gardens, where echoes of monarchs long gone still linger, the heart of Bruce Castle beats on, a testament to the enduring spirit of those who dare to venture forth into the unknown.
In shadows deep, haunting the silence, spirits slide, a whisper from the void.
Hold tight for the next one.
In the verdant bosom of Devon's emerald embrace lies the dilapidated majesty of Berry Pomeroy Castle, a once grand edifice now enshrouded in the haunting veil of ages past. Gifted unto Ralph de Pomeroy by none other than the venerable William the Conqueror, its towering walls whispered promises of opulence and power. Yet, like the shifting sands of time, ownership passed into the hands of the Seymour dynasty in the 16th century, ushering in an era of spectral intrigue. Amidst the tranquil embrace of woodland boughs where the sylvan chorus sings, lies a deceitful calm. For within these ivy-clad ruins, The spirits of bygone days find their restless abode. Amongst them, two feminine apparitions cast their ethereal presence upon the castle's desolate halls, the White Lady and the Blue Lady, embodiments of sorrow and malevolence. Legend weaves a tale of tragic love and familial envy, entwining the fate of Margaret Pomeroy and her sister Lady Eleanor. In the throes of affection for the same suitor, jealousy took root within Eleanor's heart, ensnaring her in a web of bitterness. In a fit of envy, she incarcerated Margaret within the shadowed depths of the castle's dungeons, where the flickering flame of life guttered into the mists of eternity. It is said that Margaret's spirit, bereft of solace, still wanders those subterranean corridors, her mournful wails echoing through the ages. Yet, darker still is the spectre of the Blue Lady, a harbinger of treachery and doom. Clad in a flowing azure mantle, she beckons unwitting travelers to her side, only to cast them into the yawning abyss below the castle's tower. Their anguished cries mingle with the whispers of the wind, a haunting lamentation that pierces the veil between worlds. Many a visitor to Berry Pomeroy has borne witness to her spectral allure, their trembling souls ensnared by her phantom dance. But fear not, intrepid wanderer, for the castle's gates stand open to all who dare to tread its hallowed ground. Under the stewardship of English heritage, the ruins of Berry Pomeroy invite the curious and the brave to explore its shadowed recesses. With the aid of an audio guide, one may delve deep into the annals of history and folklore, unraveling the mysteries that lie within. So heed the call of adventure and step forth into the embrace of the past, where the echoes of lost souls still linger amidst the stones of Berry Pomeroy Castle.
Hold tight for the next one.
Eastern State Penitentiary, a fortress of despair erected in 1829, pioneered a new depth of solitude within its walls. Inmates dwelled in isolation, their existence a solitary dance with despair. Each cell became a tomb, a realm of solitary confinement, where one's own shadow was the only company. Venturing beyond their confines, prisoners were shrouded in darkness, their heads ensconced in hoods, a cloak of anonymity in a world devoid of humanity. But as the years pressed on, the penitentiary, like the souls within it, found itself suffocating under the weight of overcrowding. The solitude once enforced now fractured, the silence broken by the cacophony of human despair. Yet the cruelty endured, evolving into new forms of punishment. Chains replaced solitude, binding tongues to wrists, a macabre dance of suffering. Even in its abandonment, Eastern State Penitentiary did not surrender its grip on the living. Haunted by the echoes of its tortured past, it beckons to those who dare to tread its halls. Thousands are drawn to its gates, seeking not redemption but the thrill of terror, as it stands as one of America's most haunted places. Within its decaying walls, the phantoms of the past find voice. Echoes reverberate through cell block 12, laughter mingling with the sobs of lost souls. In cell block 6, shadows flit along the walls, elusive specters haunting the living. And in cell block 4, ghostly faces materialize, etched in the crumbling stone, a testament to the agony endured within. Yet perhaps most chilling are the tales that transcend time, whispered from generation to generation. Ben Bookman, a custodian of the prison's history, recounts stories that have woven themselves into the fabric of Eastern State Penitentiary. Footsteps echo through the corridors, mingling with the wails and whispers of the damned. Among these tales, the account of Gary Johnson stands as legend. A custodian of the prison's decaying infrastructure, he found himself ensnared by an unseen force within cell block 4. Gripped by a malevolent energy, he bore witness to tormented faces etched upon the walls, and to a beckoning figure from the depths of despair. Such is the legacy of Eastern State Penitentiary, a monument to the darkness that resides within us all.
Hold tight for the next one.
The Battle of Gettysburg, a canvas painted red with the blood of some 50,000 young souls lost in a mere 3-day tempest of violence. Those brave men denied even the solace of a proper resting place, their spirits left to wander amidst the fields where they once fought, seeking their weapons and comrades lost in the chaos. Amongst the spectral shadows that dance upon the hallowed grounds, whispers linger of Jenny Wade, a specter said to haunt the very heart of Gettysburg. Her mortal remains disturbed, laid to rest anew beside Skelly in the formal embrace of a cemetery. Yet some ponder if the shifting of her grave stirred her spirit, condemning her to eternal restlessness amidst the echoes of battle. In the heart of the town, where the past collides with the present, stands the Gettysburg Hotel, a haven steeped in history and haunted by more than just memories. Here, amidst its time-worn walls, resides Rachel, a ghostly presence whose touch upon the living world is felt by guests and employees alike. Whispers speak of her as a Civil War nurse, her apparition often seen descending the stairs in a frantic rush, as if summoned by the cries of those in pain. Drawers open of their own accord, belongings disturbed in the night's stillness, leaving some to ponder if it's the hand of a spectral visitor or a mere mortal thief.
Hold tight for the next one.
Sturdivant Hall in Selma, famed for its neoclassical splendor, harbors a spectral tale intertwined with its grandeur. Once the domain of John Magee Parkman, a prominent banker ensnared in the tumult of Reconstruction-era accusations, the mansion echoes with his lingering presence. Parkman's opulent life soured when allegations of embezzlement stained his reputation, leading to his incarceration in Cahaba prison. In a daring bid for freedom in 1867, he met his demise, his spirit purportedly tethered to the halls of his beloved residence. Ann Thomas, custodian of its history, guides eager tourists through its ornate chambers, where the whispers of Parkman's ghost dance with the air. Amidst the curated elegance of furnishings and artifacts, tales abound of spectral encounters, a door that defies logic, impressions on bed linens left by unseen hands. Yet, amidst these spectral whispers, Sturdivant Hall remains an architectural gem, drawing visitors from far and wide, eager to witness its beauty and perhaps catch a glimpse of its ethereal resident. Parkman's legacy, tarnished in life, seems to find solace in the afterlife, his ghost a benign presence that adds to the allure of the mansion rather than detracts from it. As visitors tread its hallowed halls, they carry with them the whispers of history and the gentle touch of a friendly ghost, ensuring that the legend of Sturdivant Hall endures, woven into the fabric of Selma's rich tapestry.
Hold tight for the next one.
In the quaint village of Chillingham, nestled just a stone's throw away from Alnwick, stands a monument to time's eternal grasp, Chillingham Castle, a bastion born of the 12th century's tumult. This edifice has weathered the storms of history upon its rugged walls. Tales, as chilling as its name suggests, weave through its ancient stones, whispering of hauntings that stir the soul. Legends abound within its hallowed halls, where spirits both tortured and benign are said to roam freely. Among these phantoms, the White Pantry ghost holds court, a spectral apparition clothed in the pallor of moonlight. It is whispered that she once beseeched a footman for water within the inner pantry's confines, a plea tinged with the taste of poison's embrace. And what of the Blue Boy, a spectre bound to the Pink Room, where witnesses swear by the sight of ethereal azure halos dancing in the darkness? Yet, these apparitions, though visible to the naked eye, are but the surface of Chillingham's spectral tapestry, for within these ancient walls, the very air thrums with unseen presences, as palpable as the chill that creeps along the spine. Voices of bygone souls drift through the corridors, their conversations veiled in mystery, slipping away like whispers in the wind at the merest hint of pursuit. As the moon casts its silvery glow upon the battlements, shadows dance upon worn flagstones, painting a portrait of ethereal life amidst the stillness of the night. And so, Chillingham Castle stands, a sentinel of history, its ghosts forever bound to the fabric of time, a testament to the enduring legacy of those who came before.
Hold tight for the next one.
The relics of Aradale Mental Asylum squat incongruously amid the pleasant greenery of rural Victoria, a ramshackle reminder of well-meaning ignorance. In its shadow, cuckolded cornfields sway, their sheaves applauding each zephyr that flits from the asylum's yawning fenestration. Behind those pitted windows, one envisions the hollow-eyed inmates of yesteryear peering out, fearful of the crude healings and harsher sentences imposed upon them. For in those corridors roamed frustrated practitioners, baffled by their patients' woes, bludgeoning away at sanity itself with scalpels and electrodes. Some aver that one such healer never vacated the premises in spirit. Nurse Kerry, they dub her a phantasmal disciplinarian whose whispers and determined footfalls still haunt the women's ward, raising gooseflesh on whomever succumbs to an insomniac's foolish wandering of those Stygian halls. But Kerry's is not the only lingering essence. More nebulous apparitions flit in peripheries, shadow-bound figures, perhaps former patients stilled by keener means than their treatments. And there are those visitors who swear they've been manhandled, scratched, bitten, shoved, as though by poltergeists indignant at this secular shrine's degradation. Beyond its epoch's brutal callings, Aradale has become an asylum for our fears, our fear of pain's inflictors and its inevitable visitations, are decaying. Cautionaries are nodded to remind us of how far our knowledge has evolved, and how easily it could tumble anew into darkness. Yet as one gazes across the rolling verdure surrounding this repository of suffering, one wonders if redemption might be harvested here too. Could not the balm of birdsong, the efflorescent emerald mirror of fields at peace, entice any tormented soul to finally find release? If there are indeed spectres in this miasmic air, might they too absorb the sylvan serenity suffusing Aradale's confines like an apology from a more enlightened age?
Hold tight for the next one.
Just an hour out from the big city bustle of Adelaide, the little town of Kapunda seems frozen in another era. Its buildings lean wearily against one another, sagging under the weight of long past decades. The sidewalks are cracked and overgrown with weeds, the store windows dusty and blank-eyed. It's the kind of place where you can almost hear the echoes of voices and footsteps from ages gone by. Kapunda is considered one of the most haunted towns in all Australia. But even among its creaky buildings and shadowed alleyways, one place stands out as the nexus of the uncanny, the North Kapunda Hotel. The old hotel squats on the edge of town like a malevolent toad, its peeling clapboard sides seeming to glare at passers-by. Locals whisper that it's home to all manner of restless spirits, the tormented souls of the damned bound to its rickety halls and dripping Victorian concessions. Even the bravest of men grow pale at the thought of spending a night between its mouldering walls. They speak of two young girls, their laughter eternally echoing in the upstairs chambers. One can't or won't leave that musty upper level, as if held captive by some unspeakable dread. And well she should fear, for it's said that a vile presence in black stalks those shadowed hallways, a misogynistic brute that terrifies the female spirits and mortal ladies alike. Then there is the spirit known only as Dr. Blood, and one shudders to think what that name implies. The terrifying whispers tell of human monster secuting round-defined grisly experiments, pushing the boundaries of science and sanity. If his unbodied essence yet lingers in this place, one can scarcely fathom the eternal screams and anguish seeping through its rotted walls. The inscrutable evil that haunts the North Kapunda Hotel has drawn many a ghost hunter and thrill-seeker through its battered doors over the decades. Some claim to have captured it all on film, strange shapes flickering at the edges of vision, mysterious orbs of light, grotesque faces pressed against filthy panes. Whether such evidence is conclusive or mere wishful thinking, one truth is incontrovertible. There is a disquieting miasma of dread about this place, a sense that it pulls at the veil between worlds. So as you find yourself motoring along the lonesome highways of the South Australian outback, perhaps tarry not too long in the hushed avenues of Kapunda after dark, and surely turn your gaze from that luring, crawling presence at the edge of town, lest its sightless eyes and slumbering malignance follow you long after into the blackest, loneliest of nights.
Hold tight for the next one.
In the quiet shadows of Tasmania's Richmond Bridge, history intertwines with whispers of the supernatural. A relic from the annals of time, this ancient structure boasts two formidable distinctions. It stands as the oldest bridge in all of Australia, a testament to the enduring craftsmanship of yesteryears, and it wears the mantle of Australia's most haunted bridge, a title earned not through accolades, but through spectral tales that linger in the air like mist on a moonlit eve. Among the phantoms that dwell within its weathered stones, one name reigns supreme: George Grover, a spectre born from the depths of tragedy and cruelty. Once flesh and blood, Grover was but a shadow of humanity, a man whose soul bore the weight of sins wrought in the crucible of convict life. Sent from England's shores for thievery, he found himself ensnared in the unforgiving grasp of Australia's penal colonies. In the year 1829, fate's cruel hand placed Grover upon the stage of Richmond Bridge, not as a mere passerby, but as a figure of authority, tasked with overseeing the labor of convicts sentenced to toil upon its stones. Yet, power in Grover's hands became a scourge upon the backs of the oppressed, his whip an instrument of torment, his words dripping with venom that seared the souls of those beneath him. With each lash of the whip, Grover's dominion over the bridge grew, his cruelty applauded by those who measured success by the suffering of others. But such power, born from malice, sowed seeds of vengeance among the convict ranks, whispers of rebellion echoing in the night like the river's gentle murmur beneath the bridge's arches. It was on a night steeped in the potent brew of alcohol and resentment that Grover met his gruesome end. Cast out from his makeshift abode, abandoned by all save the moon's watchful gaze, he sought solace upon the bridge's worn stones. Yet, his respite was short-lived, for the hands of retribution, fueled by years of oppression, descended upon him with the force of righteous fury. As the pickaxe fell, as the river's embrace welcomed his broken form, Grover's existence slipped into the realm of shadows, his tormented spirit bound to the bridge that had borne witness to his reign of tyranny. Now, as the veil between worlds grows thin, Grover's ghost wanders the span of Richmond Bridge, a spectre draped in the shroud of unfinished business. His form, a dark silhouette against the moon's silvered glow, strikes fear into the hearts of those who dare to tread upon his domain. Some claim to have glimpsed his ethereal presence, a harbinger of misfortune lurking in the night's embrace. But perhaps most chilling of all is the legend of Grover's dog, a phantom companion that prowls the bridge's ancient stones, its eyes alight with a knowing gaze. Some say it serves as a guardian, a sentinel warning the living of the dangers that lurk within the bridge's haunted embrace. In the tapestry of Tasmania's history, Richmond Bridge stands as a silent witness to the deeds of men, its stones imbued with the echoes of suffering and sorrow. And amidst its timeless arches, the ghost of George Grover lingers, a testament to the enduring power of the past to haunt the present.
Hold tight for the next one.
The Hotel del Salto squats atop the cliffs like a malevolent gargoyle, leering down at the frothing Tequendama Falls below. Its arched windows seem to glare sightlessly, as if daring visitors to peer too close at the horrors within. They call it the Hotel of the Leap, and over the decades that name has proven itself darkly apt time and again. Ever since architect Carlos Arturo Tapias completed its French-inspired construction in 1923, the place has reeked of tragedy. The views from the balconies and terraces were once proclaimed spectacular, drawing travelers and wealthy socialites alike to the lavish parties held in its Baroque ballrooms. But that dramatic vista over the falls turned out to be the mansion's terrible secret, for the churning white waters below have claimed an untold number of lives. The first plunged in 1928, a woman in an evening gown whose despairing screams were drowned out by the roar of the falls. Within a year, 2 more had followed her over the precipice in inexplicable acts of self-destruction. Tales soon spread of gore-spattered walls from terrible murders, bodies found shattered on the rocks below. Some say the land itself is steeped in ancient curses from the Muisca tribe, who centuries before had leapt from these very cliffs to escape the conquistadors. Those who survived, so the legends claim, were transformed into eagles and flew away to freedom. These days, the Hotel del Salto stands renovated as a museum, its sick history repackaged for ghoulish tourists. But even in the light of day, those with eyes to see can glimpse dark shapes flitting through the sun-dappled rooms. And after the tours have ended, the eternal screams begin anew as night smothers the cliffs. Some evils never rest.
Thanks for joining us on this eerie adventure. If you enjoyed the chills, don't forget to subscribe. More mysteries await. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay curious.